Hey y'all, welcome to the stream. I can see some of you have been waiting. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to get started so soon. I'm really excited for this one. So, yeah, I hope you are too. Get your questions ready. What do you want to know? In case you're wondering who this mysterious voice is, my name is Rachel Teichman, LCSW. Dean Victor Varnado will be joining us shortly, and he'll be leading this. Meanwhile, check us out at artsacademy.com or directly at our school community, altartsacademy.com, or directly at our school community, which is skool.com/artsacademy. You can also see it in the banner at the bottom of the screen for both. We're also on social media. Isn't that cool? How's everyone's day going? I don't hear any comments. How's everyone's day going?
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, this is cool. StreamYard has a new beta feature. I'm going to turn it on where you can display live comments directly on your stream.
That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know why they would do that.
Don't turn it on.
Well, I mean, I feel like for this, it's fine, but...
No, do not turn it on.
I won't. I'm just saying, like, it is weird that they would have that feature. But I know, I mean, it makes
I don't
sense,
think it's necessarily weird. I think that maybe there's a use for it, but before we know how to use it, we're not going to let people live comment on our videos.
I definitely know what the primary use is for it, and it's actually very helpful that they've integrated this. I'm surprised it took them this long now that I think about it. Because like pretty much every other platform, when you go live, like the comments are all there live. And it's really necessary to be able to see those comments quickly on your screen and for others to see those comments on the screen. So for certain types of streams. I know things.
I know you think you do.
I do know some things.
Well, it would be impossible for someone to not know anything. So yeah, I guess I'd have to agree with you.
Is that possible? How are we defining knowing things?
We're not.
Ah.
At least I'm not.
Oh.
Because my interest in this conversation is dwindling, and now it's gone.
Ah, I see. I see how it is.
I fixed a huge problem today with the Magic Bookifier website, and now it's fixed.
We love problem solving.
Yay.
So remember when I was talking about that Upwork gig where I contacted support because I wasn't sure if it was a scam. And at first they were like, no, this is legit. And then I was like, but look, there's more since then. And they were like, you know what? You're right. We've taken that post down and refunded your connects. So it was a scam. All right. Thanks for your acknowledgement. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I do not have to respond to everything you say. So
No,
I do
but
not.
when you're completely radio silent, you know. Oh, we have a question from Plumstone. Welcome back, Plumstone. Have you guys seen Google VO 3?
I definitely have seen Google VO3. I cannot wait to play with it. Cannot wait. It's awesome.
I heard about it from one of our brands' summary of the internet, but that's the extent of it.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Like, I am eager to start using it. I mean, it has a couple of features that are above and beyond other video creating softwares, but video generating software, but it's not like but some of them, like, it combines steps that you have to do multiple times with other it combines steps that you'd have to do with other generators in order to get like a talking person doing something that you would want them to do on screen. It combines all those into one step, which is pretty amazing.
So I don't know exactly what it is. Can you tell me in 2 sentences what it is?
What is
Google VO 3?
the video generator?
No, I know it. Obviously, I understand now that it's a video generator, but like, what kind of video generator? What is it? It's AI, obviously, but like, what kind of video generator is it?
Anything you can think of. It's an AI video generator.
Oh, so like, kind of like what, kind of like the Descript integration on ChatGPT, something like that.
No.
Oh.
No, that is a. I mean, I guess technically that's a video generator, but this is this does that is a video generator in that it puts stills and things in order to make a video based on your text. However, this the Google thing we're talking about is generative video, which means all the images are made from the AI generator.
Images,
and it's not like a sequence of things, automation, which is what the Descript thing is.
Images are generated, or video? Because you said images.
Video is a sequence of images.
Okay, and then so is this different than the other AI video generators that exist on the market right now?
It is different in that it combines a lot of steps that you have to take on other AI videos into one step. Oh,
that's cool. And is it free?
It's good quality.
Is it free?
It is not free.
There we go. How much is it?
Just look it up. You have a computer in front of you.
That's true. And we're getting started in 15 seconds. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
All right, here we are, everybody.
And your camera's still off.
I know. Here we are, everybody. We are ready to rock and roll. So here's what we're going to do today. Now, this is supposed to be how we make music videos. We actually previously did an episode where I showed you how to make music with generative AI. And in this case, I'm actually going to show you the most important skill, I think, about making a music video with AI, and that is making a consistent scene. Now, this is not going to be music videos from A to Z, but let's talk about music videos from A to Z very quickly, and then we'll talk about generating scenes, which is a thing that you need to learn how to do with generative AI to make it work. Okay, so
Turn your mic down a touch.
I'll just move it back. There we go.
There you go.
So we are about to let's talk about the things you need to do to make a music video. One, you need to plan the music video, and usually your music video will either have some sort of performance sometimes, and also some sort of story. We're concentrating on the story this time because with generative AI, you have the ability to like build whatever kind of story you want. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you just how to build a scene that is consistent characters, consistent locations, consistent style, with one tool. There are so many different tools, so we're just going to learn how to do it on one tool, and then you will know how to do it on that tool because we're going to step through it. But then you can transfer that to other tools. But of course, other tools have different controls. Blah blah blah. You got to figure that out. All right, but let's start by saying, who do we want to? What do we want to generate a scene about? Someone out there come up with an idea of something we want to generate a scene about. Well, I bring up the software that we're going to use today, which is Runway ML. And we're getting it over here, bringing it up. Runway ML.
I'm excited for this. I know I say that pretty much every webinar, but I am excited.
Okie dokie. Anyway, Runway is pretty dope when you use it. Let's take a look at just like what it looks like here while people are coming up with ideas. Well, if nobody comes up with an idea, I'll just decide what we're going to do it on anyway.
Or I could come up with one. Oh, we have an idea. Penguins in swimwear by the pool. And I like that it's a question mark. I think we should like integrate that.
Okay. Penguins in swimwear by the pool. Great. Okay.
Question mark.
And so here is just like the website of Runway ML, and you can see just like very basically like what it looks like, what type of video that it can create, which is it's pretty serious. I love this little cartoon video too. Those look great. Okay, but let's go for this. What was it? Penguins by
Penguins in swimwear by the pool? Question mark.
Got it. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. So let me talk like through how we're going to make this happen. So you can see this is Gen 4. You don't necessarily have to use Gen 4. They have a lot of different builds. Each of the different builds costs different credits. What we're actually going to be using is a combination of the image creation in Gen 4 and then their Gen 3 turbo to actually make it, because it has some features that Gen 4 doesn't have. They haven't applied it to Gen 4 yet. But anyway, here we go. All right. Let's look at these penguins. Penguins in bathing suits by the pool.
Question mark. No. Oh.
Okay, so while it's creating these, we are going to take one of these images that we like, and then we're going to use it as a basis to make consistent characters and a consistent scene. So as soon as these images come up, I'll show you how that's going to work. You can actually do this a lot of different ways. For instance, you could do this with images you create from somewhere else. I'm creating them all in here because you can do it all in one place, but you can do images you create from some other AI generator. You could do a hand-drawn image that you make yourself. You could use a photograph that you have to start off. You could use anything. You don't have to use these images, but this is how we're starting off. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, so this image is cute. All right, and so we'll use this as a basis for our scene. So with runway, in this case, you have to use reference for image. And what that means is it takes it and it puts the image up here and it assigns it a name. And what that means is now you can tell it to make more images or make a video using this as a reference. So I could be like, over the shoulder shot of the penguins in image, and then I put in that image, which is at IMG1. Okay, and over the shoulder shot of those guys. Okay, looking at the pool side bar, waving down the waiter. All right, so this is going to be our second image. Okay, so what I basically told it was, I was like, okay, I want you to do this, and I want you to reference did it do it right? I think it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. I want you to reference the penguins in this image. So it's actually looking at that image, and it can be a very detailed, you can tell it very detailed things about the image. Like you could actually draw a picture yourself and then tell it, make me a real picture that is the same composition as this drawing that I drew. So you have a lot of control. Okay. So here we go.
Control.
So here we go. We look at this, and we have penguins, same kind of outfit, looking at the bar, which is cute. Okay, so now we have multiple images that are in like the same, sort of style, same location, same penguins, same type of outfit. Although I think that it just put one penguin's outfit on all the no, they're all wearing that outfit. Okay.
Yeah, and Plumstone said, "Oh, neat! It kept the striped swim trunks."
Yes, it certainly did. It kept the striped swim trunks, and then okay. So let's say what happens next. Let's say we've got these two, and then. Okay, so we want to just do a close-up of penguins buying at the bar. So here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take this reference, and then I'm going to make a new image and be like middle shot of penguins at the pool side bar shown in image 2. Okay.
So it's interesting to me that in this specific strategy, you're starting with the art rather than the song.
Well, I mean, I'm just showing how to build a scene.
I see.
So I mean, you can start with visuals, or you could start with music, or you could just listen to your music once and then think of visuals and then use these. You could do it any way you want to.
Right.
Okay. Middle shot of penguins. Okay, at the poolside bar, shown in image 2, with money on the bar as they are paying for their drinks. Okay. A boom. Okay, so now it's generating that one. And so now we just have some images that could be part of a scene. And there are multiple ways that you can animate these. And I'm going to show you two different ways. So while this is animated, let me show you something that I animated earlier. Here we go. Okay, so this is something that I animated earlier. And in this one, what I did was I ended up taking 3 images. Okay. So I took this image of the kid in a mech suit or piloting a robot from the inside, and then this image of the robot on the of a robot, and then I took this image of like a robot like starting to fly off. Okay. And then what you can do with those type of images, let's show. So in this one, I'm going to go to a different model, Gen 3 Turbo. The reason I'm doing this is because Gen 3 Turbo allows you, is it Turbo or is it Alpha? No, it's either, I think. Yeah, okay. Let's go to Turbo. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so let's select some assets, shall we?
Oh, we love some assets.
Okay, here is one coming in hot. So here's something you can do in Turbo, which is, and maybe they have this in 4 as well, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. You can, if it has it in 4, you can do, it'll be the exact same thing. So you can put in what is the starting frame, what is the middle frame, and what is the end frame, and it can animate in between. So like now that we have frames that are of the same style, like a consistent style, I can take those frames and I can put them as the beginning, middle, and end frame. And then I can tell it how to animate between those frames. Okay, so here we go. Zoom back from boy in cockpit. To reveal giant robot, then robot begins to fly away amidst explosions. And I'm working on a music video right now, and I'm using this very same technique to build the scenes. Right on. Okay, so let's tell it to generate that, and we'll see how it goes. And then we'll go back and we'll generate something with the penguins in a different way. So this is like one way that we can do it. And there she blows. It's rocking and rolling, everybody. Splishing and splashing over the horizon. What can it be? Looks like it's going to be a new country.
Did you just make that up?
No.
Ah.
All right, let's see what this looks like. Well, it's a start. I mean, not everything in this I like, but you know that often you'll have to re-roll things or regenerate things because like there's a lot of action happening in the background that I didn't necessarily want. But the zoom out into the robot and stuff like that is actually pretty interesting. You'll have to do this multiple times. You can see like where I did it previously, and it came out different slightly. I think this previous one's actually a little bit better. Here's one that it screwed up where it like just did a cut instead, and so I couldn't use that one. And here's another test that I did earlier. And as you can imagine, with different types of imagery, you could do a lot of different types of things. And so, like, you could tell an amazing story, and all you really have to do is when you're using the images, you can start with an image, tell it to use that image as a basis, or use characters in that image as a basis. And this means that another thing that you can do is, hold on, let me show you this real quick. Let's take this image out, put another image in. We're going to you don't have to just use the images as style references. Let's just say the boy from, in this case, image 2, and a penguin from image 1 hanging out on a beach having a great time. All right, let's make that image. So you can name objects. You can name objects inside the image. Really, you can just reference anything in the image. You can just say, look at the image, and you can tell it to take any aspect from that image and use it in your new image. Anything. The style, the characters, the locations, anything you want. And that's how you can build your story with consistent characters and or locations and styles. So when this comes out, it should be this kid. Look at this. Look at that.
Look at that. I'm also going to make a suggestion that if you're like not the best at prompting, that you use something like chat. That kid is kind of weird looking with the foot. Using something like ChatGPT to help you formulate your prompt, especially if you don't have lots and lots of credits on these programs, it can help you take your idea and rewrite it in such a way that the AI will be more receptive to for what you're looking for.
That is true. I actually think they have a rewriting thing here. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
just a suggestion. And then we have a question. Uplifted.engineering asks, what tool is that? Is it free?
It does have a free version. You get a certain number of credits. So I had about 400 credits when I started today with you guys, and now I have 236 left from the videos that I've made. How much do credits cost? Let's find out. All right. It looks like for $10, you get 1,000 credits. So...
And so that realistically could that finish your project?
Easily. I mean, I could finish my project on these 230 credits that I still have. So yeah, I could finish you could definitely finish the whole thing.
Even though you used 400 so far.
I did not use 400 so far.
Oh.
I said that when we started, I had about 400.
But you used like 200 something?
Yes, 166 to be exact.
And so with what you have left, that would be enough to do what you're trying to do. Wow. Impressive.
Yeah. All right. So then let's make a quick thing with these penguins, shall we? Let's make a thing with the penguins. Here we go.
Let's do it. Let's make a thing with the penguins.
The penguins. Penguins. All right. So they have made their way over to the bar. Okay, so let's try to do a complicated shot and see if it can get it. Okay. Let's take this one. Let's go for video. We'll take this one. Oh, it's not gonna put it. I want to put it in the video, guys. Video. Wait, let's see what happens if we do turbo and see if it can. If you do Gen 4 Turbo, see if it can do the frame references like we had a second ago. Here we go. Okay. So these guys are doing their thing here. Let's download this one. Okay, and now here we go. So let's select an asset here. Their selecting assets thing is kind of wonky, but whatever. All right. Oh, no, it's not letting me do the multiple things. So yeah, that's why we have to use. There we go. Okay. So we select one asset, and then I'm going to select one more asset, which is the other one that I just downloaded. The money's just on the floor. Way to go, guys. What are you doing? All right. These penguins, when penguins, are on vacation, they're a lot of trouble. They just throw their money on the floor and expect the staff to grab it like that. That is not cool.
It's true. It's true. My cat threw up on $1 today.
Penguins, get up and walk to the poolside bar and buy a drink. All right, here we go. A generate. And we will see what we get. Now, there's also stuff that I could have done. I could have done camera directions, like say the camera follows penguins as they walk to blah blah blah. Let's actually, why don't we say that? Camera follows penguins as they get up and walk to the poolside bar, and I'll generate that too. And all right, here we go. One is done, and let's see how it did. It could be it could be anything. It's here you go. Let's take a look. Boom. Get up, guys. Oh, it cut. I didn't want it to cut. So it just didn't figure out how to get those shots together. I mean, although it is still telling the story, but for what I wanted, this isn't exactly it. So I probably have to do this one over or practice with my prompt to try and do it a different way. Let's see how the other one went. Here we go. And I think this is going to cut too because they're not even doing anything.
Yes. They look so confused. And look at that! And look at that queen penguin, the bartender. Did you notice that detail?
That wasn't actually in the original picture. It added the penguin. Look at that! Look at that! Just
look at that! She's like a villain. Did you see that hood she was wearing?
I did.
That's so funny.
All right, so I would have to keep doing this, and I would keep tweaking this. Let's see if there's anything else that we can tweak. Actually, why don't we try a slightly the upgraded alpha one? Okay, first frame, last frame.
And then is the music part, are you going to generate an AI song that's like penguins by the bar dropping their money?
No, not today. But
this is about like making a music video though. So like, are you going to set this to music?
Not today.
Oh, so today is only about setting the visuals.
Today is about how can you make a scene, which is like the core of trying to make a music video. How can you make a scene with consistent characters and consistent locations? And that's what we are doing right now.
I see.
Okay, and then first frame, last frame. I want to upload the last frame, but use this first frame. This only does the first or last frame. It doesn't let you do first and last frame. I see. Okay. I wonder what would happen if I say camera follows penguins. Let's see if we just have them walk to the bar and see if that works. And then yeah. The one last thing that I want to show people, we're gonna look and see how these generations turned out. But then after that, I just want to show you some of the different features that Runway ML has. And remember that you can do this with like so many other AI video generators, but this is just one of them that I use. The controls will be different, but a lot of them have the very same features, which is, you can tell the AI to look at other images and use the subjects of those images inside your new generation. All right, so let's see how this one went. Was this the one? Oh, was this the one with the villain lady? Yeah, great. Okay, 33%. Come on, guys, let's go. 33%. Oh, I'm almost running out of credits. I'm buzzing through these credits right now. Videos generating, and it'll be almost done. Okay, so while it's doing that, why don't we just take a look at some of the other stuff that you can do with this and the dashboard. Where is I want to go to just like the very basic thing where it shows you all of the things that you can do with Runway. Where's the top of this thing? Go back to the beginning, Runway.
Plumstone asks, does it show you how many credits each generation will be?
No, but it does show you how many seconds you can generate with the number of credits you have. So like if I look at my credits, which let's go back to this and see if they're up here. Okay, if I look at my credits, which are now 86, that's 17 seconds of video at Gen 4 Turbo, which is this Gen 4 Turbo is the most expensive one. And so if I switch to a different model, like say Gen 3 Alpha, and I look at my credits, oh, it says 17 seconds at Gen 3 Alpha. That's not right. Hold on, let me refresh and see if because Gen 4 costs more than Gen 3, so it shouldn't be the same number. Okay, it says it's Gen 4. What are you doing? Let me try. Okay, here. 8 seconds if we're using Gen 3 Alpha. Oh, I guess it is reading it correctly. I guess Gen 3 Alpha Turbo and Gen 4 Turbo are the same cost. Weird. Yeah, 17 seconds. Gen 4, and then Gen 4 is 7 seconds. And Gen 4 Turbo is 17 seconds. There you go. All right. Well, now we know how to figure it out. I don't know why this is not rendering. So that can just eat a fart.
That's what happens every time you smell one. Little particles of poop go into your system. And Plumstone says, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So I want to go back to the beginning so I can show you the different things. Here, let's see if we can just go back to the top of the website. Okay, Gen 4 is, I don't want to try it now. I want to see other stuff. Why are you, let's go back to the top of Runway. Runway ML. Okay. I'm just trying to see where it just lists the features because they are good to know. List your features, ding dong. Use cases, frame. Okay, but these are some of the features.
But if you, I was going to say, if you go under Get Started and Pricing, it may outline the features.
They're right here.
Okay.
Okay, so Act 1 is a feature where, let's see if we can bring this up one at a time. One is a feature where, okay, so you as a person, you can perform, and then you upload your video of yourself performing, and it will project that video onto the face of whatever character you've made with AI. So whereas AI itself doesn't do human-like performances very well, but with Act 1, you can perform yourself or take a performance from someone else's face and then map it to an AI generated character. And that's how they did what you're seeing here right now. I think is. Can you hear this?
Am I looking in here?
Can you hear that?
Yes,
Rachel?
I can hear it. Yes.
Okay.
What? You're gonna fire me because there's hot milk everywhere on the floor of the coffee shop? I mean, it's one latte. It's not that big of a deal.
Everything's fine. Everything's totally great. This is going to be the best day ever.
Smashed my phone the other night.
And you know how much I love that phone.
Okay, all right. Just breathe. Okay, maybe you don't breathe that hard. Who knew there were so many kinds of beans to choose from? Fava, black, kidney, butter, white beans.
Now you're surprised.
Oh, wow.
I'm beginning to think that you don't understand the gravity of this situation.
You came all the way down to the Department of Motor Vehicles and didn't?
Okay, so let's look at a couple of the other features. Let's see. Frames. Frames is what we were using to make images. So you've already kind of been through that. Act 1 is great. I think there's something else that those are the really big ones. But there is another one. Okay. Where you can take any image. Okay, so you can drive an image's performance also with your body, not just your face. I don't know exactly what they call that. I'm trying to find it while we're here. I wish they just had a straight, simple thing that where you could just like list their features. Oh, here we go.
That looks
Here
so
we
weird.
go.
Pause there, because like it looks like that black line should be his mouth, but then he has like a human-like mouth.
Yes, I get it. Okay, so this is an example of where you can take an image of, say, you walking, and then you can have it restyle it. And you can do this by telling it to restyle it itself, or you can also give it an image and say, start with this image, and then drive that image with my performance. And so you can actually, if you plan things out, do some very, very complicated and in-depth things. And
This
make
is so cool.
a very consistent thing. Like when and on the music video that I'm working on, I'm gonna have time to like really like do some cool effects, and then when it's all done, maybe I'll send it out to everybody just to see. I'm doing a music video for my brother's song. Go get it.
This is awesome. This is like in like Pixar 90s tech, but for like home users. Like this
Okay.
is like cutting edge. No, I think that's like really cool that now like anybody can do this. And I think also it's going to be huge for like, because like skits, like one person skits are really big on TikTok and Reels. And I could see like people animating themselves doing those skits.
Well, that's true. And there you have it.
Yeah.
It's actually already happening online, to be honest.
Yeah. And Plumstone says, we are living in the most interesting of times. I agree. We are living in very interesting times. I like it.
That is true. Although whatever time that you're probably living in would probably be interesting, because you're not going to live in another time unless you're reincarnated. I mean, and who knows how that works.
Well, I don't know. You got really into that at one point.
Into what?
Science having proven reincarnation.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it, everybody. That is it for today. I hope you learned how to get started and make a scene. Go screw around with the Runway ML or use any of the other ones like LTX Studio, Pika Labs, Kling, Kling. All of them, they have similar tools to do what we just did today.
Helene, you're here. I'm glad you're here, and you're very welcome. So thanks everybody for joining us. Once again, you can check us out at altartsacademy.com, as well as directly in our school group, which the URL is in the rolling banner below. Plumstone says, "Thank you, Rachel and Victor." Heart emoji. You are very welcome. Although that's not an emoji, that's an emoticon. And I appreciate that. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Join our school group. You can get a free trial. Check us out on social media. And yeah.
Yeah, that's it, everybody. Go out there, make something awesome.
Bye.
That's
I love
the
you.
deal. Bye-bye.